we're here at our Songbird banding station, but this morning a little sharp-shinned hawk flew into our Songbird banding nets. So this is a very tiny, tiny little raptor. You can see there's my hand in comparison to him. You can see his little band on his leg. And he probably flew into our nets this morning because he was chasing after our songbirds. These guys are bird eating specialists. So he's already banded and measured, so I just held on to him for a second to show you guys, and then I'm going to let him fly. So let me see if I can figure out my camera and how to show you guys this guy flying off. Here we go. So he's going to fly off back into the woods. We're at a fall migration station. We're in the mountains outside of Boise, Idaho, and it's right at the tip of the Rocky Mountains. So it serves as sort of a natural funnel for migrating birds that are coming from the north, from Alaska, Canada, northern Idaho, and passing through us to get south for the winter. A lot of these species are heading to the southern United States, Mexico, and some of them even head down into Central America. We have a bunch of birds this morning at our banding station. Our scientist team is processing them, so we catch them in nets out in the forest, we bring them back to the banding station, and then we hold them for about a minute or two while we collect some data. So we're looking, of course, at what species they are, but also measuring their fat and their muscle. Muscle, powers their migration flight. And we're looking at the health of the birds as well as their age, and if we can identify if they're a male or a female. So here's a little bird. This is that chickadee that Lucian just finished banding. So you can see mountain chickadees have these little angry white eyebrows and this nice black and white patterned face. I'm holding this bird in what's called bander's grip. So my two fingers are going over their shoulders, kind of like if you go on a roller coaster. You might have those two big straps over your shoulders that are holding you securely so that you don't fall out of the roller coaster. So my fingers are doing that. And then my hand isn't touching the bird's body, but I'm allowing this little bird to perch on my fingers so that they feel comfortable. You can see the little tiny band on this bird's leg. So it's an aluminum band, really lightweight metal. If you've ever held an empty pop can, you know how lightweight those soda cans can be. And so that little bracelet has a 9-digit number that identifies this bird. So this one ends in 812. So this is chickadee number 812. No other chickadee in the world will have this number. So now that we've processed this little one, we'll let it fly. So let me hold my camera here. And here we go. I promise I'm not just grabbing the same bird over and over again. We're just catching that many chickadees. So here's another little mountain chickadee. This is a ruby crowned kinglet. I'm guessing she weighed 5 or 6 grams. Maybe if she was fat, she weighed a little bit more. So 5 little paper clips, still twice as much as the hummingbirds that we banned. This is another species. So this is an orange crowned warbler, and they have quite a pointy beak. I think you guys can see that pretty well. So this little tweezer beak is really good at grabbing insects like aphids and gnats and caterpillars. So this is a species that doesn't like to spend the winter in Idaho. They head farther south. We are hiring young scientists who come and work with us for about 3 months. They live up here on the mountain. You can see, so Lauren is taking a bird out of the bag, and surprise, it's a mountain chickadee. Arden in the middle there is using banding pliers. So to put the band around the bird's leg, we have pliers that have a little hole that allows us to squeeze the band without touching the bird's leg. And then Lucian just measured the wing on that bird. So nice job, guys. They're all at different steps of the data recording process. So weather can be a big challenge for them. Bird conservation wise, habitat loss, of course, is kind of the #1 threat to birds. Because there used to be lots and lots of forest and grassland and wetlands for birds, and now humans are kind of taking up some of that space. One of the other big impacts, especially for migrating birds, is windows. So if you have windows at your house, you can turn the lights off at night so that these migrating birds passing by don't get confused by the lights. And big cities like Toronto is actually really famous for having a cool bird conservation program where they turn the city lights out at night. This one is He was giving me a little nibble there for a second. All right. See you later, bud.